pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business in the new aldermanic year is the election of the president. The floor is open for nominations. Alderman Clifford.
I'd like to nominate David Saggy.
Second.
Are there any further nominations?
I move the nominations to be closed.
Second. All in favor of closing nominations?
Aye.
Opposed? What is your pleasure as to the form of ballot?
That the clerk cast one ballot
Second.
for Alderman Saggy.
All in favor of Alderman Saggy, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
First, I'd like to thank the voters of the city of Rutland for conducting over the last year, and will continue to make good efforts in the upcoming year. I'd also like to thank all of the board members for re-electing me to sit in this seat. A year ago, when I was elected, I think, John, you asked me what was one of the main reasons for sitting on the board, and it's really after this last year can I come up with an answer that I think that I'm able to reflect on and tell you that to sit here and to be re-elected probably is one of the most important moments sitting on this board, without sounding too mushy and gooey. It really is an honor to return to this seat and represent all of you here in this city. And I appreciate it and I thank you. And hopefully we'll be able to continue and be productive in the upcoming year. I'd like to again welcome all the Access 15 viewers, and tonight's agenda, a couple of committee reports. The mayor's got appointments that we're going to be acting on, some reports from Charter and Ordinance, a couple of special event permits, and some communication from department heads. And with that, I'd like to ask for the minutes of the previous meeting on March 4th, 1996. It was a public hearing on ballot questions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any debate on the minutes of that meeting? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes of the March 4th, 1996 regular meeting.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any debate, errors or omissions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. An opportunity to address the board on matters not on the agenda. Is there anyone here? Alderman Wilton.
Mr. Chairman, do we need to swear in the new alderman, or the re-elected alderman?
All aldermen have been sworn in. Their term started on the 15th.
So I guess we're all legal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They have to be sworn before they could take any official action, and everyone has been sworn at this point.
I think last time we did it at the meeting, so that's why I was questioning that we had to on that.
One thing I meant to say too, seeing we're doing a little housekeeping right now, which is appropriate, is that I have not come up with all committee assignments. I've talked to most of you. Some I have not talked with. couple members of the board, and it's going to be pretty much the same as it was, although there's a couple chairs of committees that are on standing committees that are seeking to step down. They'd like to stay on those committees, so I'm going to be looking for a couple new chair people. One is rec, and the other is public safety, and public safety, Sharon is still willing to sit on traffic committee, which is okay. So if there's any other preferences, a couple of you told me committees that you do not want to get back onto, and some have said, most of you have said you'd like to stay where you are. So there's not going to be any major changes, but by next week, our next meeting, we will have those, it will look pretty much the way they are with a few changes though. And I have actually some sheets that before the meeting is out, there are committee assignments for last year with just the committees, and if you'd like to put your name down on the top and any positions you don't want to have if I have not talked to you, or ones you'd like to have considered, fill them out, and before the next meeting we'll make those appointments. So with that, going outside the rail, anyone here on matters?
Before you go on, Mr. President, I'd like just to carry out some ideas, and I'd like to see under your leadership something happen with it. We're having some trouble, especially myself, with minutes of the meetings. We're not keeping records and those type of things, and I'd like to see somehow come up with some plan through your leadership to deal with the minutes of the meetings. Somehow get a staff person from each of the departments to take the committees that deals with those departments to work out, so there's some continuity here. So we have something on record so the other members can share the information to either voted on or passed at those meetings. Just a suggestion for you to work on something like that.
I will do that. And actually, Bill, I've talked with Matt, and I think it's appropriate that Redevelopment Authority for your committee meetings has a recorder there, whether it's Matt or the administrative assistant for him to take those minutes, or you could dictate those and have those typed and give to Rosemary. Because Rosemary has requested about a couple weeks ago that she's not getting all minutes, and we should have minutes for the record of any committee meeting. So it's very appropriate for the department that we're working with. If it's rec, would be Leaf, and either Leaf or somebody from the department to come in or to get those minutes to Paul. And if there's any problems, there's a department head that doesn't have, or department that we're working with that doesn't have somebody, then I would like to know that, Bill. But maybe a memo from me going out saying that we appreciate that support.
Maybe we can add that into the community development contract.
Okay.
Maybe she'll do that as part of the responsibility.
Okay.
And that way it's done.
Most departments have been pretty willing to get those minutes typed for us, or if it's Ron, he's even done minutes a number of times for us in finance. So that shouldn't be a problem. It's just consistency, and mainly for the record. And so Rosemary has something. If somebody comes in and asks for a report, we can actually give them what we did for the record. Okay, any other questions or concerns or comments before we get rolling? Okay. Minutes. Now, we've already done that. Opportunity, one more time. I don't think there's anybody here that's not on the agenda. Is that correct? Okay, moving on. Communications from the mayor, appointments. They're in the packet. A motion would be in order to table all the appointments that have been given to us on the March 14th letter from the mayor. Motion been made and seconded. Alderman Davis?
Yes, I just would like to request that President Sagi, on behalf of this board, that a letter to Nancy Beauchamp is written, a letter of thanks for her terms of serving on the Planning Commission.
Second.
Any debate? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. All together.
Okay, we've got two motions here. The motion to table is first. All in favor of tabling the names of appointments in the memo from the mayor to our next regularly scheduled meeting, say aye. Aye. Opposed? And now the motion from Alderman Davis that was seconded to send Nancy Beauchamp a letter from the board president thanking her is appropriate. Any discussion of that motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Okay, redevelopment authority contract for community development services.
Move
I'll refer to this community development.
committee.
Okay,
Yes.
motion's been made and second. Any debate? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Reports from standing committees. First one is Charter and Ordinance, Alderman Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Charter and Ordinance Committee met March 11th. Members present were Alderman Stafford, Clifford, Beauchamp, and Davis. Others present were City Attorney Sullivan. The committee has been reviewing ordinances to deem them criminal or civil and developing waiver fines. These will be available at our April 1st meeting. During this process, there are a number of ordinances that need to be repealed, and they are as follows. Number 94, trash and recyclables, which is now controlled by the Solid Waste District. 195, dealing with morals and conduct. I think as you read through, it deals with regulating contraceptives, which I think is above and beyond our control here. 196, the city landfill, and we have a solid waste contract in place who helps control some of this. And I know Alderman Stafford had some reservations. Number 197, bicycle registration. The police no longer enforce this as there is a bicycle court in place. Number 198, obscenity. We do have state statute that prevails. And 199, protection of firearms, prevention of firearms in a cemetery is a duplication as firearms cannot be discharged within the city limits anyways. And then the last, which is number 200, maintenance of vacant lot. I'm going to refer that one back to committee. Pam Petrie, who is a health inspector, has some concern about relieving that, although length of grass is built into our housing codes. So I will remove that we will repeal 194, 195, 196, 197, 198, and 199.
Second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I would refer that ordinance amendment number 200 will remain in charter and ordinance for further discussion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Debate, questions, or motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
And I just have one other item, Mr. Chairman, and that is the request for proposal for the purchasing agent. Treasurer Graves has put together the final draft and the scope of work and how it is to be defined. The time period for the project will start date of April 8, 1996, and an end date of May 3rd. And I would move that the request for an RFP be approved by this board.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Discussions?
Just a question on that. Has to go to school board, is that correct?
Yes, they already have a copy, and they have received the first draft, and the second draft, or this is the final draft. And they will be looking at it, I believe, tomorrow evening.
Thank you.
And they will be sharing the cost.
Alderman Wilton.
We don't have a copy of the RFP, do we, at this point?
Just what's been drawn up that will go out to bid.
Right, but I mean, none of us have this.
No, because Treasurer Graves had this in my drawer this evening, and I'll be glad to leave it with Rosemary and ask her if she could
Yeah,
send
I'd
you
like to
some
have a
copies to do that.
Any other questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, Davis, Sharon, we've got a memo from Rosemary that...
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. I would like to move for publication of a notice of repeal, that the city clerk be allowed to publish the notice instead of the entire wording.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Any standing committee reports? Alderman Clifford.
Recreation and Parks Committee met on Wednesday, March 13th, 1996 at the the Dana Recreation Center. Members present were Alderman Davis, Alderman Loris, and myself, and others present were Dean Laws and Lenny Clark from the Raha Association, and also Mr. Bever from the Rutland Herald. The first order of business, which is for information only, was a proposal by the Raha people, and Mr. Laws stated some things that were happening at Raha. Like the rink was 22 years old, and they've basically outgrown their facility, and they're looking for somewhere in the order of around 3,000 seating capacity facility. And they're looking into do summer events, things like that nature, not just single ice time. And they're in the process of a design build right now, and he also stated that the Juster property would donate property at the mall site, and this, along with other properties being considered. The Act 250 process will hamper putting the facility in the city. Approximately 15 acres is needed minimum. The basic proposal is to create a marriage with their proposal and the current strategic planning concept for the recreational facility. They have plans. They plan to have a public meeting on March 21st at the junior high school at 6:30 p.m. They are also in the process of doing a fundraising feasibility study. So the committee members agreed to keep the concept in committee and try to work with the Raha organization. The second order of business had to do with the joint Recreation and Finance Committee meeting that we met on a couple weeks before, I believe, and had to do with the business of the Meadow Street softball field lighting project, and I have a motion I'd like to read. We all agreed that to do it, so what I'd like to do is read this motion to you. I hereby move that the Board of Aldermen authorize the city to borrow from the White Fund pursuant to charter all sums necessary for the purchase and installation of the ball field lighting at Monsignor Connor Park. The cost to be determined after bidding. The note will be at 5% interest and will mature at the end of the fiscal year in which it is executed. If at the option of the White Fund, the note or a part of it is renegotiated, interest will be determined at that time. And I so move.
Second.
What I'd like to do, if there's any questions regarding the motion, I'll defer that to the city attorney. And if there's questions about the figures, I have some here, and I'm sure Lee can help us out with the rest.
Questions and discussion. Alderman Gillum.
Let me just understand what you have here. You transferred from the White Trust Fund to the rec, and we're paying interest back to the White Fund. Am I correct?
That's
We're borrowing money from the White Fund.
So, okay, so the White Fund is sort of our bank at the moment
Yes.
for this particular project.
And that figure is correct, around $23,198.76.
Approximately correct. And who will be paying it back is the ball field improvement fund, which is funded by monies from player participation fee, both the resident and the non-resident. So that's what the fund will take the project.
I have all questions. The White Trust Fund obviously is sitting in a money market account or some money-making account. Now, what are we losing in interest?
I have the figure of what's in there now.
What's in here now?
$99,243.01.
But we have no price on it until...
What I spec'd out, Billy, was paying 7.97% interest on a conventional loan. Now, if the White Fund is accruing 6 or 7% right now, maybe we beef it up to 7.5%, or so that in fact you're not losing money from interest income being lost as a result of where it's being kept now, but that in fact you would realize a slight benefit to the fund.
Other questions? The motion? Hearing none. Bob. Alderman Stafford.
How are you going to pay that back, Lee? Each time somebody plays down there, they put in $2.
No, within our budget, part of the softball field budget, everyone pays either $10 or $17 if you're a resident or non-resident. It's a player participation fee. We will generate over the next, each year we will generate approximately $9,700 that'll go into that fund. That'll
easily pay that off at the current level of participation, and then there'll still be, project $8,200 left over.
Thank you.
It's like a league fee ball.
It's in addition to their franchise fee, which pays for the balls,
Yeah.
bases, and line, and so on.
One more question, Mr. City Attorney. Is this legal under the deed of the White Trust Fund?
Yes.
Okay. Just for the people at home who didn't know that.
Can I ask one more?
Yep.
Lee, can you tell us when that's anticipated, if the motion does pass tonight, when would that start? As far as getting the lights up and ready to go, will they be ready for this year?
Yes, we have already, I was authorized at the past meeting to go ahead and send out bid specs. I have gone out. We're opening the bids this Friday morning at 9 a.m. And then depending upon the outcome of the bid submitted, we'll make a recommendation to the appropriate committee. And I hope to install it May of this year.
Thank you.
Okay, other
One more
questions?
question. That means
Yep.
you gotta come back again to this board for approval to purchase?
Procedure, I'm not
Well,
sure how that works.
what we're doing tonight, we're giving him
We're
permission to
signing.
purchase.
Yeah,
Is that my understanding of the amendment, or the motion?
yes, that's correct. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Standing committee reports? Any select committee?
Oh,
Alderman Clifford.
Recreation Committee is going to be meeting March 21st,
This Thursday, at what time, Paul?
6:30.
6:30.
where?
Dana School, Dana Recreation.
Recreation.
Any other select committees representative of organizations?
Oh, yes, Mr. President, sorry.
Bill?
Community Development had a meeting today, just about an hour ago, to discuss the contract, or actually the deed proposal on Woodstock Avenue, dealing with the property on the east side of Outdoors. What's it called? Great Outdoors. And I'd like to make a motion on what the committee decided. I move that we authorize the mayor to sign the deed on the property with just the legal amendment to sign with.
Just authorize the mayor to sign the deed and have the grantee exercise the option.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Alderman Stafford?
President, I have some questions on this property. This is the property beyond, next to the town line.
It's on the east side of the Great Outdoors where you see the tall cactus or whatever it is, the swamp area, and it's the west side of the Penny property,
Okay.
on the north side of Woodstock Avenue.
How did you derive at the price?
It's my understanding we had an appraisal go in there and he was appraising it under $10,000.
Pardon that?
Worth $10,000, under $10,000.
Okay. How can you, all right, who paid for that appraiser?
I'm not sure.
I believe the city did.
The city did? And the other parcel that's next to it, it went for a great lot more than that. 25,000.
It's
I
not the
should-
whole parcel.
No, this is a 100 by 200 foot parcel which is restricted by wetlands, cannot be developed.
All right, how big was the other parcel that was sold next to it?
I'm not
Back to
sure.
Ray Riley. It was 100 feet and it went back about that approximately same depth.
Yeah, there wasn't the restrictions that there are now in terms of development of the property.
Okay. That piece of property today, go up and look at it. It's been cleared off and it's dry and it's used for parking.
No, Bob, it's beyond the existing.
That
parking.
parcel is, and it's right up to this parcel. If you would go up and look at it, he's using that piece of property that we sold him, that was supposed to be wetland, 15 years ago. And now it's being used. Now, furthermore, how are you going to get back into our property that's on the upper side of that place?
My understanding at the meeting this afternoon, we have we have one right of way, which is on the back side, which is, let's say the street, Green Knolls Lane. 50-foot access coming in from that side, which is from the north side of the property, and then we also have some access coming, which is only a 31-foot at the moment right now, going in from next to McDonald's.
Well, that doesn't leave, that makes that piece of property with the old Poor Farm property.
That's correct.
It makes it landlocked, because you've got to have 50 feet to get into it,
Well, you need
for a
to-
roadway.
You need to understand the total picture here, Bob. What we're going to do with the $25,000 he's giving us for the land, it goes into a fund until he develops the land for city use, for public use, for a park, for rollerblading, bicycling, running, whatever type of sports, putting trails through there, trail network through there, and it's used for city taxpayers. And basically, we cannot spend that money that's coming in for anything else but that park. Am I correct?
Are you telling me that that is the best use for that piece of property?
Because there's a lot of wetlands in there, but I have a huge gully, because I walked the property.
You're doing that, and he's going to use the Poor Farm property for rollerblading and skiing and whatnot.
It's a joint effort between
It's
our...
a joint effort between it.
Between our
That's right.
recreation department and him.
That's right. But I'm saying that you are tying up the other property on the top of the hill, which is a piece of the old Poor Farm property.
No.
You're tying it up.
No.
No.
We're not, Bob. Maybe Chris, could you explain?
There was an option that was approved by the board some time ago in
Yeah.
terms of this property. It's selling the 100 by 200 foot piece of property which is adjacent to the Great Outdoors property. It binds the grantee, which is the Great Outdoors, to develop the park property with the $25,000 that they're paying to the city into an activities park, which will include inline skating, mountain biking, nature walk, and what other types of activities that can be worked out with the recreation department.
I understand that very, very well. But I'm saying this, and if that property on top of the hill in future, you've tied it up, you've given him development rights on it.
No.
No, we're not giving
Okay.
you the other one.
Then one other thing. In our former motion, or what was on the floor back in several times ago, he was going to obtain that by option.
The option
Explain
was,
that. Is this going to be a deeded piece of property, or is it going to be an option?
he is exercising the option that was
He's
approved
exercising the option to purchase it.
to purchase the 100 by 200 foot
Right.
parcel next to his property.
On the Woodstock Avenue side.
It does not
Right.
bind or hold up the property that, the 18 acres that is involved in the property that is going to be converted into a park.
Alderman Beauchamp, you've had your hand up.
Okay. One
Wait just a second. Just a question.
one more. What's the width of that right-of-way comes off from Green Knolls Lane?
50 feet.
Is it 50?
Yes.
Okay. I was understood it was only a narrow right-of-way.
Now then there's another 35 foot right of way which is between McDonald's and the Cochran.
I know that too, yeah.
Alderman Beauchamp?
Wasn't one of the conditions of the option that the 30-foot right-of-way was going to be increased to 50-foot, that Chuck would gain the option from McDonald's? That was one of the conditions of the option. Has that condition been taken care of?
Now, the discussion in the committee today was the fact that we were unaware of the Green Knolls Lane 50-foot right-of-way connection to the property. We have spoken with the Cochrans in regards to expanding that 35-foot right-of-way to 50 feet. And there is the possibility and different approaches that can be taken to widening that particular parcel or that easement of 50 feet.
But it hasn't been done.
No, by,
Is that, I just want to,
yeah, just by exercising authorizing the mayor to sign the deed this evening, you would be extinguishing that condition of the option.
see, that's what I wanted to get across. There was an option on this, there was a condition that Chuck would take care of that 31-foot right-of-way and make it passable for the people of the city of Rutland.
To make it a 50-foot right-of-way.
So we can then use it if we want to access that property. When you talk about the other access point, I grew up there, so I know this property like the back of my hand. The other, quote, 50-foot right-of-way, which you're using is now the back drop is between Mr. Richardson and Charlie Jones' house. And it may be 50 feet, but it's awful if the city is expecting to put a roadway between Charlie Jones, but in order for us, the city, to access the property, you've either got to go in through Charlie Jones, you've got to go in through the McDonald's. The idea of the condition was to get Chuck to take care of that 31 feet. He hasn't taken care of it. Now he's going around. The city's going to be locked out. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's going to be, that option is at least the one thing, or that condition on that option. It's a very important condition. The city will have to fight with McDonald's or Coughlin, whoever Coughlin is, to be able to get into its property. You're opening up a nest of worms. I didn't agree with selling the land for $25,000, but set that aside. That condition is extremely important. If we want to get in now, we're going to have to fight. It was Chuck's fight for getting a steal on that land. At least that's my perception. But now the city's going to have to fight to open up that easement. It shouldn't be our fight. We're selling it to them at a darn good price. That condition should hold. We're doing, we're going to have to fight to get in there. You got a choice. You got Charlie Jones's property and you got the roadway next to McDonald's. They're the only two entry points to that land. We're sealing off the land. Now the other entry point is the 100 feet we sold him. It's pretty clear that I don't know if you've seen Charlie Jones's entry point. You're cutting yourself off. You're selling one piece and you're digging into an anthill. It makes no sense. You're cutting off a big chunk of property, letting Chuck off. I mean, I'm just pointing out there that it's a foolish thing to give Chuck. He's already got his cake and eating it too. Now the city is going to have to fight to open up that 31-foot right-of-way.
Alderman Stafford, then Alderman Wilson.
We follow the master plan. Does that comply with it?
That's a park?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's mark CB/P. Conservation. I'm trying to go back to the proposed regulations. It doesn't. I couldn't find it in it.
Well, I think it's marked CB, which is conservation business, /P, which is park.
Conservation business /park, right. But if I went to the regulations, I couldn't find it in it. I couldn't find where it was legitimate.
In terms of zoning regulations,
to use that for that purpose.
I believe in and I'm not sure what zone it's in under our zoning regulations, but if it's residential A, it will allow for municipal recreation parks and recreation buildings as well.
Okay, you're on the new zone. I'm looking at the proposed zoning regulations.
Okay,
and you're looking at the present zoning regulations.
It meets the municipal plan as a conservation business /park, and it meets the present zoning regulations in regards to residential A, which allows for municipal parks to be located in that area. And I believe under the new regulations, which are being worked on now by the Planning Commission, the planning commission that the designation as a park will allow this type of activity.
I couldn't find it under the proposed regulations, that's all I'm bringing it up.
Alderman Will.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Barry, I think if I'm hearing your concern, it's that you would feel in your mind that the Woodstock Avenue access right there, that it's 35 feet now, that we have a right-of-way, is a good entry point for the future.
Absolutely.
But I think that could only happen if there was a whole-scale change in the infrastructure in that intersection right there. Because where that entry is, because we talked about this in committee, it's about 20 or 30 feet back from the light, which makes it difficult. It's almost worse than being further away because it's right on top of it. It's really not a good entry point, is the conclusion you can draw by looking at what's there now.
So
It only becomes a good entry point if you can access the light and reconfigure the whole thing. And in the future, my thinking would be, it would be an advantage to McDonald's and Cough Inc. if the park were developed and the entry to the park were adjacent to or right with their access to the light.
Alderman Beauchamp.
yeah, my only question is why should we let Chuck out of the responsibility of opening up that easement to the 50 feet? Because I'm guessing that it's because McDonald's either has to give up 10 or 12 feet of their parking lot, or the next door neighbors have to give up, somebody's got to give up some
Well, the
land.
next door neighbor is him as well. It's the same, it's the guy who owns the corporation.
So there's a problem there, getting in there, and it doesn't seem like the right thing to do to let Chuck off the hook. Somebody's going to have to work through that easement, unless we've decided by doing this fait accompli is we're going to open up Charlie Jones's and the Richardsons is going to be the main entry point. If we are, let's say it now, because there's only two ways in there. It's either through Jones's and Richardson's, or it's next to McDonald's. Because after we sell, if I'm not mistaken, there's three ways into that land right now. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to sell one. One of them's only 31 feet, the other one's 50.
The only real access you have to that land right now is that 35-foot easement.
But legally, somebody's got to buy the land or whatever to get that easement up to the 50 foot. That was the only condition that was really attached to Chuck's $25,000 giveaway.
Because we wanted a 50-foot entry to the property.
Because it needs
But we have another one.
it needs to be a 50-foot entry, if I'm not mistaken, to be legal.
Alderman Davis.
Yeah, I'd just like to reiterate a lot of what Alderman Walton said as far as the entrance off of Strong Avenue. But I think I have to take issue with the giveaway to Chuck. I think the city is benefiting big time to sell that portion of land and request that a private business owner develop another possible 18 acres of park with our rec and park for recreational uses. And I mean, at this point in time, we look at wetlands and no usage. And I understand your concern, but it's also been to the committee the information that the gentleman, McDonald's house next door, is willing and very anxious to see this park come in. And I think if we run into any problems as time goes on, that there's a possibility that negotiations can occur to improve that 35-foot right-of-way. But I don't think that Chuck is got us on the hook. I think we've certainly got our bang for our buck out of this.
Alderman Gillum.
I just need to back up to Sharon over here. I mean, it's assessed at $10,000. We're getting $25,000 for it, and we're locking in to put into a trust fund where it has to be used for the property out back to upgrade the recreational use back there. Plus, the property we're giving him is going on the tax roll, so we're getting another benefit on top of that, which is not being taxed on it now. Plus, it's a wetland, so he can't do really much with it. So he might as well pay taxes on it, we get rid of it, because there's no use to us, okay, and then work out this arrangement with the easement there, but we're not talking about a race car track back there, we're talking about bikes, walking paths, we're talking about rollerblading paths. Plus, I did ask the question in committee about curfew, and I know there's curfews in the parks throughout the city. I was concerned about noise back there with the residents, and I was assured that we would address that as soon as the plan was developed on exactly what we're going to do.
Alderman Clifford and Alderman Stafford.
Well, I'm going to make a motion to call the question, Mr. Chairman.
You've been recognized. Question's been called. Is there a second?
Second.
Voting on calling the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
No.
Opposed?
No.
No. 2 noes. I believe 3 noes. The ayes have it. Motion is on the table. I'd like to, because it's been a while since it's been read, I'd like Rosemary to read the motion that we will vote on, up or down.
I believe the motion was to authorize the mayor to sign the deed and for the grantee to exercise the option.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Roll call, please.
The roll call vote's been requested. Clerk will call the roll.
Clifford?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Caruso?
Yes.
Bochamp?
No.
Casarino?
Yes.
Kozlowski?
No.
Stafford?
No.
Wilton? Yes. Davis? Yes.
The motion passes 7 yes, 3 no. Moving on to other committee reports. Before we move on in the agenda, is that it, Bill? Okay, no other standing select committee reports this evening. Let's move on to the agenda. Petitions, letters, communication. We have a request from the VFW for the Loyalty Day Parade Special Events Permit. It is number 15 in your packet. It has all the signatures.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any debate? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. We also have Act 250 documents from Belden and Morrow Project, 17 in your packet.
Move to receive and place on file. Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any debate? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion to go into Board Control
Second.
Commissioners, been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Hal Franklin catering permit on 3/26/96.
Move for approval.
Motion been made and seconded. Any debate? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. June's Corner Bar, renewal.
Receive and file, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay, appropriate motion received and filed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Annual license renewal meeting. I think we've already,
Scheduled for April 3rd. During the regular meeting, if there's a problem with any of them, you can schedule another meeting at the following.
okay, it'll be on April 1st. Under committee reports, Board of Control Commissioners, we'll take it up then. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Well, we have one more item in our packet. It was on our desk. It's from Jilly's Pub, 45 Madison Street.
The approval, Mr. Chairman.
Motion been made and seconded. Debate. All in favor, say aye.
We're gonna look up when you ask.
Sorry, John.
I would abstain, one of the owners is my nephew.
All right. Any other abstentions or debate? Frank?
As always, I abstain on all liquor matters.
Okay. So noted. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries.
President,
Yes.
before you leave, I'd like to put something in the Special Liquor Control Committee, that the committee comes up with a plan that the city clerk can automatically sign catering licenses. I think she should have the power to do that because they already have the license. Basically, we're just signing a permit. So we have a lot of operators who are booking things at the last moment, and I think it'd be much easier than running around trying to find us to give the city clerk the authority to sign the permits. all the other towns are doing it in the county, and I don't know why we don't do it. And I'd like to move that into committee, refer that to the liquor committee.
Okay.
That's a motion that's been seconded, refer that to liquor committee. Look into that and see if we can
will.
do that within our charter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion to go out of control commissioners back into our regular meeting. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are now down to reports and letters from department heads. Assistant City Attorney, Woodstock Avenue Community Gardens and Brock Project.
Move for the approval.
Second.
Mr. President,
Alderman Stafford.
we have just turned around and authorized the mayor to sell this,
Not the same property, though.
the same property.
No,
Yes, it is. To use this same property.
no.
We're authorizing him to use the same property. Fine, go ahead.
Chris, just to clarify, legally, it's not the same?
It's not the same.
It is not, Bob,
It's part of the same property.
but it's separate. It's legal opinion, you have to believe our
Okay.
city
The lot
attorney.
sold is not where the gardens are.
Motion
To approve.
Motion to approve is on the floor, it's been seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Alderman Zentowski.
Please note my abstention, I'm a lawyer for Brock.
Oh, so noted for the record. Okay, moving on, police chief's transfer of drug forfeiture money. It's a memo dated March 1st, number 24 in the packet.
Move for the approval.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Is there any debate or questions of the motion?
We don't have to send this to committee, Mr. President?
It comes from the police commission as department head.
Do we have to suspend rules on it? Put this up now.
Suspending the rules is in order. Motion does. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Now the motion been made for transfer of the drug forfeiture money. Been made and seconded. Any debate of that motion? Hearing none. All in favor of transferring the money, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion carries. Next item is city attorney transfer of funds. It is a memo of March 8th.
How good is your air quality?
Motion to suspend the rules, we can take this up and approve it. Made and second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion is in order.
Move for the approval.
Motion been made and second, any debate? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion carries. City clerk transfer of funds dated March 14th. Amount of, suspend the rules, been seconded.
Second.
Motion made by Clifford, second by Casterino, suspend the rules, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries, okay? And Alderman Clifford and Sharon Davis move to transfer the funds of $250. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. We also have new business on our desk. Okay, moving on to unfinished business first, I'm sorry. Any unfinished business that any member would like to take up? Alderman Davis.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to refer to the Charter and Ordinance Committee, the ordinance that deals with setting up the pension committee. I think it was last year with Kevin Jones, there was an issue that came up in regards to getting an increase for the retirees. And there were also some discussion on this board about putting a retiree on the pension committee. And it's under my understanding that in order to do that, we need to change the ordinance, which I have not looked at. So I'd like to refer that issue to Charter and Ordinance.
Second. Motion been made and seconded. Questions or debate of the motion? Alderman Boshian.
Just one thought that pension committee I've been on is yet to meet, so whoever might get chosen shouldn't be a big brain cramp.
Alderman Zentowski.
Well, I guess I'm going to speak against it only because I don't know if there's been a request by anyone on the pension committee or pensioner to have us become involved until there is such a request.
Well, there has, actually, Frank. There was a year ago when the issue came up, and then I received a call this weekend from a woman who worked in the City Hall for 41 years, stating that they were still concerned that it hadn't proceeded. It was my lack of understanding, I don't know about the other boards, that I thought the direction we gave to the mayor was to appoint a retiree. When I spoke with Treasurer Graves today, he informed me that needed to be an ordinance change, and that's why I referred it to Treasurer.
Any other questions or debate of the motion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion carries. Any other unfinished business? Moving on to new business. Alderman Clifford.
Chairman, thank you. I put a copy of this request from William Shearer, from Shearer Honda on everyone's desk regarding, they're requesting a connection of water. I talked to Commissioner Connors today, and he doesn't have a problem with approving this, subject to they comply with all the new water regulations. So we will, I guess, that's what he told me today. I guess if I need to suspend the rules to take this up, I'd like to approve it. So motion to move to suspend the rules.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Sam, you seconding it or
No.
question?
Can I?
I'll second.
Okay.
The motion's been seconded for debate. Debate, Sam, you've got
It
it.
seems people were a little late on this, Mike. I actually asked the mayor out in the hallway. I want to support this, and I want the message to get out to Rutland Town that I don't think anybody in this board wants to deny water. We got tons of it. We got a filtration plant and all that. But it seems Jeff recalled, and I recalled a few years ago, we wanted to make it even simpler that if Warren Connor has no problem with the connection, it need not come to this board. So to let people know, if you live in the town and you want water, we got it and we're ready to hook it up. You should be treated just like a city resident. You apply to the Commissioner of Public Works and get your connection. So I just, I want to support the thing, and if you want, I guess this is a motion to suspend the rules, but on the other hand, I don't think it's necessary, because this has been out.
Well, that's fun, if I may. I talked with Ben Friday, talked to him again today. He felt it, that we should have it apparently, so that's the only reason I'm doing it.
Well, the other thing is, folks, the request wasn't coming from Warren, it was coming from him to Warren. It's like a,
I
like second
understand what
party.
you're saying, yeah.
But on the other hand, if you want to remake the motion to suspend the rules, I'd support it. But I think in the future, I'm going to make a motion later under new business to put in some water issues, whatever, but down the road.
We're really debating suspending the rules right now. We're not debating the motion.
We're not debating the issue, we're debating the motion.
Whether or not we're going to suspend the rules.
Right.
All right.
It's on the motion.
Okay, well, I'll support suspending the rules but whatever, but I want to start a precedent.
Any other debate to suspend the rules? All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now a motion is Alderman Zatowski.
I'd move to refer this back to the Commissioner for action on his behalf.
Second.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any debate of that motion? Pretty clear. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Can I get a clarification?
Yes.
Does that mean that Warren could just approve it without having to come back to us? Perfect.
Okay, other new business, special events permit, I believe, for the bed race.
Mr. President, I'd like to take both of these and approve at the same time.
Okay, the other one's the Rutland County Humane Society Walkathon.
Second.
Motion's been made by Gillum for both special events permits and seconded, both of these by Caruso. All in any debate of either one of these special events permits?
I helped them out.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Alderman Caruso.
Under new business, I was talking to the mayor about referring continuing issues to city water, the issues of city and town water. We have, confusion like the Shearer thing. We still get the pipeline on Gleason Road. There's been a new water regulations, whatever I guess that Warren Connor has come up with, or whatever you call it, and I just would like to refer
the continuing issues of city and town water to intermunicipal, if I may.
Is there a second? Debate of the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
One no.
One other thing, the mayor gave me a request, I guess is the way to go, is Rutland Calo Control requesting tax stabilization for the Rutland Airport Industrial Park. They'd like to build on to, or build an addition, and I'd like to refer the Calo Control's tax stabilization issue to intermunicipal.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any debate? Refer? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Other unfinished or new business or any business to come before this board before we adjourn? Alderman Wilton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am not a member of the Recreation Committee, and I will try to make that meeting on Thursday, but I just wanted to say in front of the open board that the issue of a youth center or teen center is something that I know that we're going to be looking at very seriously. What seems to be forming as a plan at this point is looking at a grant that the school department can apply for that could possibly fund 2 positions to run such a center. The location is unknown at this point, but I would definitely support that we encourage the grant to be applied for in any case. I know that there are some people who are going to work very hard on finding the right location for this thing. I feel in my heart it's something that we really should do, and we owe it to the young people of this community to provide something for them. I'm very concerned, and I've heard from people who are also very concerned about this summer in particular, with a view to the events of last summer and what that could mean to young people in the area. So I certainly hope that everyone who sits down at the table to think about this issue can at least be there with hearts and minds and souls and look at this as, even if it's a 70% solution, let's at least try that. Because for us not to try anything would be, I feel, a very big mistake. And that's my only comment. And I will try to be there Thursday.
Any other finished, unfinished, new, other business to come before this board before we adjourn? Please adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.